So let's do a little history lesson. Now, to help answer those questions, from 1980s to 2000s, we saw 1,000% growth in the market. So that means basically whatever you were investing in was making money. So it wasn't so much that you guys were incredible stock pickers or whatever it was with your allocations. It was the market, everything was booming because you had a lot of the baby boomers that were contributing into the economy, were contributing into the markets, and you had this huge influx with also some different things, the tech bubble, the housing market, different things like that. So you saw this growth. Now, what happened was everybody thought, as long as I'm placing my money in the market, I'm never going to lose. If you were part of the retirees that decided to retire from year 2000 till current, there's been a bearish market going on for the past 12 years. 2008 was a market crash that everybody is very well aware of. So when you're dealing with retirement and retirement income, you cannot be taking money from an account that can get hit with downward market loss. One of the main reasons why is there's a technique out there, a strategy out there called reverse dollar cost averaging, RDCA. And what this states is if you have your money invested into an account, just like a typical account, typical retiree account in 2012, they had all this growth from 1980s to 2000s. They expected that growth as well. So while they went to their advisor, they were asking certain advice throughout, family members, whatever it is, they were saying, you know what, I noticed that there's a constant trend that as long as I take about 4% income from these accounts, I should be fine. I should be good to go. And unfortunately, that has not happened. T. Rowe Price actually did a study that they monitored people's accounts from 2000 to 2011, and there's supposed to be 4% withdrawal rate of those accounts. There should have been a 90% chance of success. And I always stress 90% chance of success. I only like things that are 100% chance. I do not like 90%. I always think if I'm getting on an airplane and they say, you have a 90% chance of arriving to your destination safely, I'm not going to feel secure. And that's exactly how you should treat your retirement as well. Unfortunately, this is what it was in 2000 when the projections that the T. Rowe Price was doing with their retirement accounts and their retirees. And unfortunately, in 2011, when they looked at these same accounts, this 90% chance dwindled all the way down to now there's only about a 6% chance that they're not going to outlive their retirement. So that means 94% of these accounts, they're going to have to think of different alternatives, whether that's getting part-time jobs, whatever that is. So with reverse dollar cost averaging, if you're taking money from an account that can go down, it can drastically hinder it because you're always trying to then chug up an uphill battle. If you get minus 10% in your account one given year, and you're taking a 4% distribution, and let's say your accounts, because these people aren't going to do it for free, the advisor will not work for you for free, the account manager is not going to work for you for free, you're still going to be getting a charge, let's say a hypothetical 2%. So on a given year, you could lose 16%. And then you always hear, oh no, but the next year the market gained 5%. They're gaining 5% from a lower number. Your accounts are gaining 5% from a lower number. So if you had lost 16%, so let's just say it was a hypothetical, you had 100,000, went down 16%, now it's 84,000, and say if it rose 5%, if it rose 5% and you're taking 4% distributions and your fees are 2%, you actually really lost another 1%. And it's 1% of this, it's 5% of this money. So you would be losing 1% and you would be actually taking out less income because it would be 4% of the 84,000, not the 100,000. So people ask me, okay, Derek, what is my other alternative? What can I do? And there's certain accounts that were designed out there, they're called personal pension plans. And there's different types out there. A lot of them come in the form of an annuity, not variable. It has to be some sort of fixed or hybrid income annuity. And what this does is it preserves their principal. So at that point in time when they understand that I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, I don't want to be as risky anymore. I don't want to accumulate as much wealth. I want to make sure that I'm preserving my accounts because I do not know what's going on in the market. And I want to at least have guaranteed peace of mind that regardless of what happens, you could show me a projection of a guaranteed insurance contract that's going to state this is exactly what you're going to be receiving. The main thing is we want to make sure you preserve the principal. We're not trying to surrender your money and say, okay, we'll give you an income stream for the rest of your life. That's called annuitization, and that's not what the type of programs that we're talking about here. Because you've worked your entire life, you want to at least leave somewhat of an inheritance as well. You want to maximize your income distributions, but if you could leave an inheritance in the process as well, that's all for the better. High guarantees on deferred growth. If you're 50 years old and you say, I'm not going to retire for the next, till I'm age 65, that's my projection, depending upon your age, we have affiliations with the top companies because we deal primarily with the nurse retirement plans. If you are an RN, you come to our company, we get you set up with some of these plans that give you 6 to 8% guarantees, meaning basically floor, regardless of what the markets do. So if the markets do better than that, you'll step up. If the markets do worse than that, then you're at least guaranteed that 6, 7, 8%, depending upon your contract regarding your age. Now, when you're ready to start taking income distributions, this is going to be max income you could not outlive. If you were to look up safe withdrawal rates, they tell you it's 4%. 4% would be a safe withdrawal rate. These guaranteed insurance contracts, they're called income, their primary purpose is income maximization. So they can ultimately, they can allow your income accounts to grow by 6 to 8% every single year, regardless of what the market does. And they're going to pay you max income. When you're ready to start taking those income streams, you'll have the option from 5 to 7% of income you cannot outlive. Now, that does not mean you surrender the money and they're paying you this out. This means that this is preserving the principal. So if you have $100,000 and they understand that that's what the accounts grew up to, and now you're going to take 5%, so you're going to take $5,000 a year, $5,000 a year, $5,000 a year, $5,000 a year. If you live past 20 years, anything else, this would be liquidated. This would be completely gone. There's a guaranteed insurance contract that they're going to still be paying you the $5,000 every year. Now let's say you die in year 5. Meaning if nothing happened with the market, these accounts, they're preserving the principal, so they're allowing you to capture upward market movements without downward market loss. It's a fixed account. You're basically getting a fixed interest rate, and they're investing the interest rate that you're gaining every year. They're investing that into the market, and that's how they're allowing you to participate in upward market movements without the downward market loss. So the $100,000, this, if you passed away after 5 years and let's say nothing happened with the market, your beneficiaries would receive $75,000. Hence, 5,000 times 5, 25,000 minus the 100 grand. So this is a way that you could maximize your income. It's much higher than what the safe withdrawal rates are out there for the brokerage houses, because they can never give guaranteed insurance contracts, contractual guarantees, because you need to have some sort of legal reserve system backing. In order for them to be accepted in your state, they have to go through a bunch of rigorous tests to make sure that they are suitable for the owners of these contracts.